JBL Flip 5 battery wearing out? Don't worry, you can replace it easily by following these instructions. Replacing a Flip 5 battery. How to prepare. You'll need an opening tool like a metal spudger and a small Phillips screwdriver. Some tweezers or needle nose pliers will help you to remove any screws, tape, or foam. They are also helpful for loosening plug connections. Note, opening the speaker may affect its waterproofing. Before starting any repairs, turn off your device and unplug any cables. When handling it, be careful not to damage the battery with your tools. Some versions of the JBL Flip 5 differ slightly in their build. This can include differences in the number of screws or the shape and placement of connectors. This guide can still be used as a reference when repairing other versions, although some disassembly steps may vary. You can identify your version of Flip 5 by the first 2 letters of the serial number. Our video focuses on the GG series model. Remove the fabric cover. The mesh cover of the JBL Flip 5 is secured with plastic clips. To detach the cover, start at the edge of the mesh on the lower side beside the buttons. Insert the spudger into the corner of the gap between the speaker and the cover. Use the tool to lever the edge upwards until the plastic clips are noticeably released. Slide the spudger along the long edge while prying up to release the plastic clips. Rotate the device and repeat the process on the opposite side of the cover. Release all plastic clips to fully detach the cover. Now you can simply pull the cover off, place the box vertically, and then lift the cover to the side or upwards and away. Remove the passive radiator bracket. Next, you need to remove the plastic bracket that covers the control panel and the sides. If you own a TT or TL version of the Flip 5, the side covers are secured by 2 screws on each side. For devices without screws, pry the cover off the side speakers directly. It is secured with just 1 catch. There are 6 more clips in the center that need to be released. Sometimes the bracket frame is fixed in the center with a light adhesive. Properly released, the bracket frame should come right off easily. Flip the speaker to find the end cap that says JBL. Gently pry tabs above the 4 locking lugs on each side to release the passive radiator. Lever the edge upwards with the spudger and push the side cap outwards at the same time. Repeat this for all 4 points until you can slide the side cap off the housing. The cap is sometimes very tightly fixed. You might need several attempts. The other cap can be removed in the same way if required. After revealing the battery case, you will now also need to gain access from the top to reach all internal components. Detach the woofer. For the second access to the electronics, the woofer must be removed. Remove the 4 screws securing the larger membrane. The woofer is still connected to the circuit board by a cable. You can lift it, but not yet remove it completely. Handle it only by the edges to prevent damaging the sensitive membrane. The housing opening is very narrow. Tilt the diaphragm slightly to get it out. The cables are long enough to lift it out and place it next to the housing. Be careful not to put too much strain on the cables. From above, you can now see the inner end of the circuit board. Remove the battery. From the side, you can see the other end of the circuit board with the battery connector. The battery is in its own compartment underneath. The 4-core connecting cable of the battery is located in front of it. To reach the battery connector on the circuit board, you first have to move this cable and the battery out of the way. The circuit board only needs to be moved far enough to unplug the battery cable. At this point, versions of the Flip 5 may differ, particularly in the positioning of cables and connectors. Pay attention to cable connections on both sides. The thin Bluetooth antenna is particularly sensitive. For example, in this model, the battery connector is mounted deep inside the housing. In other models, this connection can be found closer to the outer edge. Move the circuit board and battery alternately in small steps, trying not to apply too much force. It is easier to push the circuit board and battery outwards from the inside than to pull them out. Make sure that no cable connections between the circuit board and parts of the housing are put under too much strain. Detach the cables from the circuit board one by one and document your steps, preferably with photos, for later reassembly. There are no soldered connections. All cables are connected with plugs. The various plug connections are usually mechanically secured, but can be released by pressing and pushing at suitable points and buttons. Here, too, JBL uses a wide range of variants in the different series. Slide the circuit board slightly outward with a finger or a blunt tool to access the white battery connector. If the battery cable restricts the circuit board's movement, gently slide the battery outward as well. It may be stuck more firmly in the compartment due to padding material or because it has slightly swollen. Avoid using sharp or pointed tools to move the battery. It's sufficient for the white battery connector to be just accessible. The battery connector on the motherboard has a small latch on the side that locks it in place. Press the latch towards the connector and lift it upwards to disconnect from the board. Now, fully remove the battery from the speaker. Take your replacement battery out of the packaging and compare the size, cable assignment, and shape of the connector to be sure they are compatible. Reassemble the speaker, following these steps in reverse. Recycle your old battery at a certified recycler.